the phone is not bad. Okay, well, we just say this like out loud. Like it's a needle. It's either going to inject good stuff into you or bad stuff into you. And what I had to do was fall back in love with some of these rhythms I'm going to talk about right now. And when I fell in love with doing these things, I just didn't want to pick up my phone anymore. So like the first thing that I no longer do is I try my hardest to not use Google. Google is, I call the wonder killer. When we're at lunch and say you're at a party or something and you're with a bunch of friends and someone says, hey, I wonder what, inevitably what happens is before they even finish the question, we're Googling.
Yeah.
And then what happens is we are, again, the first generation to walk the face of the earth to not have to sit and wonder anymore. Wondering is gone. Wondering is extinct. So what I've done is whenever I say I wonder, or whenever a friend of mine around me says I wonder, I don't let anybody Google it. I go, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to wonder.
Oh, that's great.
We're just going to wonder. And people don't know what to do with that. What, the answer's right here. I know.
By the way, what happens? What's the ripple effect over the next 90 seconds, 5 minutes?
I mean, you end up having the most incredible conversations that never would have come had you just Googled the answer.
Right.
People, well, I think this, and then that conversation leads to here, and then it goes here. And now you're going in a choose your own adventure conversation you never would have had Google the wonder killer not showed up. So first thing I do, I no longer Google. Of course, I mean, listen, like I said, I use ChatGPT to help me build structures around things. Like I'm not anti-phone or Google.
Sure.
I'm just saying as much as you can, try to wonder, bring wonder back in because wondering leads to wonder. Okay, first thing. Second thing I've done is I bought this thing that we used to use in the 80s and I plugged it next to my bed called an alarm clock.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing you've ever heard of, right? I went to Target and I bought it. And all it does is just wake me up. I don't pick it up when it wakes me up and start rubbing its face. I don't start like touch. It's not yelling at me, telling me all these things. It just says it's 7:05, right? Yeah. And then so because my phone isn't next to my bed, I've literally in that moment saved 1 hour of screen time a day because I'm no longer just in my bed scrolling through all the notifications that I have or at night before I go to bed scrolling through TikTok or all the things. No, my phone's in another room. I've got my alarm clock there. That saves a whole hour of screen time. Something else I've done, this is for someone like you that loves the news, is I made a decision. I wake up in the morning, I go and I make my cup of coffee, I walk out in my front yard, and I pick up this thing that gets thrown in my front yard every single morning.
Don't get me this excited. Don't get me this excited.
And I pick it up and I walk and I sit on my front porch and I read a newspaper.
Bro.
It's the craziest invention you've ever heard of.
I love it.
All the stories that I need to know are right there.
That's true.
Everything that happened the day before is right there. I spend 20 minutes, I read the comics. Family Circle is still there. Garfield's still there.
Do a little crossword.
Do a little cross. I feel like my old man. And I read it and I savor my coffee. Yeah. And the coffee tastes so much better when I'm not scrolling through email. Yeah. Right? I'm savoring all these things. I have this incredible hour with my newspaper and my coffee in the morning. I'm savoring and noticing. And if something else happens on planet Earth, I'll find out tomorrow morning, right? So we just don't, if we can start implementing some of these things in our lives, I'm telling you, it's going to make you fall back in love with living on the other side of your screen, which is what the whole book is about.